Hello, my name is Gloria Horsley. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and a clinical nurse specialist in the state of California. This as a response to the Compassionate Teacher Training application for the Compassionate Institute. And the question I am responding to is to describe a time when I received compassion and how it bears on your understanding of what compassion is. Well, a time when I received compassion was when my son was killed in an automobile accident in 1983. He was 17 years old. At the time, I was a clinical nurse specialist teaching at the University of Rochester, and I worked in the field of grief and loss. I was on a team that went out throughout the hospital and helped nurses and individuals work with families when they'd had a loss. And I thought I knew something about compassion, about empathy, about grief and loss until it happened to me. I remember shortly before my son was killed, I went in to see a family where a young man had had a van roll over and he was driving and his brother was killed. And I said to the family at that time, I have no idea what you're going through, but I think I have some things that can help you. And wow, about 5 days later, it happened to me. And I realized that I had no idea what they were going through, even though I did have empathy. I really did not have compassion. I did not understand that the suffering that they were going through. And I really like the concept that I learned at the compassionate training, that the idea that really the compassion is for you, and that you have to have it's suffering. When you suffer and have a loss, then the compassion you have to have is for yourself. And I have to say that I didn't have a lot of compassion for myself. In fact, I really was very struck in the training program of how little compassion I had for myself. You feel a lot of self-blame when you're a parent. You feel a lot of guilt, shame, all sorts of things going on that you don't take care of your family. But I saw other people giving me compassion. I saw them do a little acts of kindness. I had people come over who had suffered themselves and had loss and said they knew what I was going through. But I think the major thing I saw in compassion with loss wasn't profound. It wasn't what people said verbally. It was that they showed up. I had a pediatrician who I would consider the most compassionate person of all, who had been a friend, but he used to appear at our house. During the summer, I would see him out walking around in the yard, and then he would leave. He would just be there and leave or say hi or whatever. And he was just there. I guess it was the people that were there. Another act of compassion that was incredible was at Christmas time when a family selected us, did little acts of kindness every day. They would put something on our door leading up to Christmas, a little present, and never knowing who they were, secret elves. So those kinds of acts of compassion, I saw a lot of it. I did say one thing to a minister who was a friend of mine. I said, I didn't find the theology helpful, but I found, but people did help me. And he laughed and he said, religion is the people, it's not the theology. So I think all those people showing those great acts of compassion were amazing. So I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to apply for this teacher training, and I hope that you will accept me in the program. Thank you.